We have fought. I think in my own assessment and in the assessment of anyone that is there will genuinely, if you're genuine in this struggle, you will know that we are going to live. At this point, if you want to be truthful to yourself, not lying to yourself, the only solution is peace. I didn't say this. Look at it. I'm still ready to follow you to the end. Nobody can take away the goal by other plate. I will choose. Yeah, we have our differences and led to this effect. Nobody here will say he doesn't know the role the man played. Nobody will say he doesn't. Nobody can miss away the risks he took. Yes, at the point we had our differences. And if today there is need for us to settle, please, anyone who genuinely believe in me should understand that it is right thing to do.
Anybody who believes genuinely in me should know that this is the right thing to do, he says. But let's take a look at another Carter seen online.
Yes. I was looking for the opportunity to even address this matter. I saw somebody forwarded to me where they are producing materials. I don't know who sent it, that they are doing cloth material for 2007 for me. Yes, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. One of you, you're simplifying this thing. I'm not even aware of it, and somebody sent it. Just imagine. They're doing clothes. It is the people that were producing it. Somehow, somebody knows it. That's okay. See what they do for you. I said, me? How? Who said?
All right, I do not have enough time. I have a lot of sound bites to play, but we'll do that later. Jesse Williams, a lot of talking points, but let's start with the piece itself. January of 2024, at the presidential villa, there was the 8-point agenda, if I remember correctly, a couple of things. And the governor the suspended governor made the same statement he made on Saturday, was that there is no prize too big for peace in Rivers State. But then by March, was it? Yeah, we saw all of the back and forths happen all over again. Will this peace hold?
Well, Kalada, thank you for this privilege. First, I want to thank God that what is being referred to as peace has returned to Rivers State. Some of us, when the sole administrator came, we were saying, was there a problem in Rivers State that will call for the appointment of a sole administrator? And now the suspended governor have come to prove us wrong, to say it is now peace have returned, meaning there was no peace before. Kalada, I like the question you asked. At what cost is this peace? That is my interest this morning. That is the interest of every other Rivers man and woman. The point, like you cited, a few months ago, President Tinubu midwife the resolution of the crisis in Rivers State. The suspended governor was in the villa with people he referred to as leaders of the state, from the former governor, Dr. Peter Odili, and the rest of them. The suspended governor referred to them as leaders of the state, so they followed him to the villa. The FCT minister, with the people he also referred to as leaders of the state, also followed him to see Mr. President. In that meeting, that was what we later heard to be 8-point agenda.
Is it 8 or 7 points?
I don't know. There was an agenda. I can't remember whether 7 or 8 or 10 or 1.
Yeah.
There was an agenda, Rich. Because the suspended governor, when the leaders of the state, in his own word, leaders of the state, they came back and said, no, this agreement will not in any way favor Rivers State. Governor, implementing this thing will be a disaster to Rivers State. That was why governor said no.
But in hindsight, was that a great move, to go back and after an agreement, go back and say, you know what, this will not do.
You see,
it got us to state of emergency.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The group that went there to see the president, it's not easy to stand before the president to say, President, no, we will not do this.
Okay.
For diplomacy, they did what they did, and they came back, said no. As Rivers people, look, what it means that Rivers people sent them to represent them. They came back to Rivers State and studied that document and found that this document is not in any way going to help Rivers people. Governor, no. The entire Rivers people supported Governor Fubara and said, no, this is wrong. You know what? By your question, at what cost is this peace? Rivers people were surprised. Watching on TV, seeing suspended Governor Fubara and Minister Wike and Wike's people. They were telling us on TV that they went to see the president to tell Mr. President that they have settled, they have agreed. That is the point, not settled, that they have agreed to work together. You know what? I looked at the TV, I looked again. I didn't see anybody with the Governor Fubara. The question here today is, at what point? This goes to confirm that it is not about Rivers State after all, as Governor Fubara used to say.
But when you say, JC, for one to...
I wish Canada will allow me land.
No, but I need to, because we don't have enough time, I need to navigate the conversation as quickly as possible. But when you say it is not for Rivers people, I do see a very difficult choice for the suspended governor, the devil and deep blue sea, exactly. like they say. So on one hand, state of emergency, some people argue, has even the governor said it has positive development in his words.
That's correct.
On the other hand, you're saying that not going with Rivers people in mind, for negotiations is in itself selling Rivers people's birthright. Devil DWC. What choice would you have made if you were the governor?
I'm not the governor yet.
Okay.
Canada. We are discussing the actions of the governor.
And now, that's what I'm saying. What decisions would you think he should have made?
You see, I haven't told the world that there are people you recognize as leaders of the state. We all want peace. What is the big deal? What stopped Governor Fubara from inviting one or two persons from Rivers State? Don't forget that no negotiation was reached between Minister Wike, Governor Fubara, and Tinubu, President Tinubu. No, two of them went to the meeting and said, we have agreed, we have settled, meaning Governor Fubara and Wike have agreed on what to do. They merely went to tell president, we have agreed.
So maybe
that is the point. So what did they actually agree? That is the point Rivers people want to do. Governor Fubara and Wike, good, there is peace. You even pose the question, at what cost? This peace that have come, at what cost? Because Fubara at some point said that he will never bow, he will never submit his kidney. The point is that this agreement that have went, that went behind the doors, JC, or closed doors. Yeah. The 8-point agenda, we are aware. What is the agenda for this one?
Could it be that members of this camp also were there on the negotiation table, but when it was time to visit the president?
No, Kalada, that cannot be possible now. That is not possible. If I was there during negotiation and your own group were there during negotiation, why would I not join you to go and report to Mr. President if I was there? The question, look, Kalada, the truth be told.
All right.
Governor Fubara, with due respect to him, this is my opinion, misled Rivers people.
Okay. You've said he misled Rivers people.
Yes.
But let's look at some
we thought he was fighting for Rivers.
Let's look at some of the speculations. You're talking about what agreement was reached, because we have less than 3 minutes before a commercial break, right? The Punch reported over the weekend that Note 2027 ambitions for him talked about 23 local governments, being chosen by the other camp. talked about appointments as well.
Yes.
Being done majorly by the other camp. I'm talking about the SUD ministers camp.
Local government chairman.
Yeah, I mentioned that. What's your take on that speculation?
That is the point. When Rivers elders joined Fubara on the first mission, they knew what the agreement was like. The so-called 8 point. That was why they came back to it. In this one now, everything we're hearing is speculation. Even when Governor Fubara was addressing his simplified movement, he never told them the agreement reached. So as a Rivers man and as Rivers people, we are interested. Governor Fubara should come and tell us. That's why I like your question. At what cost? He should tell us. Is this thing we're hearing on this? Governor Fubara told us that we should not be listening to what we see on social media. Let him, Governor Fubara, address us and tell us this 1, 2, 3 where the agreement reached.
But it takes us back to nobody really ever knew what the problem was. For the over.
It was about Governor Fubara and Wike after all. That's what they have made us to know now.
All right, one final question before we leave. And the question is, a lot of things transpired in the 20 months of political fighting in Rivers State. We saw wanton destructions and violence. We saw legal issues, whether a 3-man assembly can lead or not, or automatic defection or not, or rather automatic vacancy or all of that. Has justice been served
on
Rivers people with all of these issues that transpired in 20 months?
You see, Canada, that's where I want us to understand. It is obvious at this point that Rivers people ab initio were not in the picture. It was about Governor Fubara and Wike. So when you say whether justice has been served, how can justice be served if Rivers people are not aware of what they are doing?
As a lawyer, quickly, because a few seconds, does peace trump justice?
Well, if you say so, it depends.
I've got to go. I've got to
For more talk, news.
have to be paid. I am Kala Dakuru, Balsabo 92.3 Nigeria Info. 20 minutes to the top of the hour. I will try my best to do with the time that I have left. My guest has left. I had JC Williams in the studio earlier. He has another engagement, so he has to leave. But, for those of you joining, let's do a recap of our conversation earlier.
They came back and said, no, this agreement will not in any way favor Rivers State. Governor, implementing this thing will be a disaster to Rivers State. That was why governor said no.
But in hindsight, was that a great move, to go back and after an agreement, go back and say, you know what, this will not do.
You see,
it got us to state of emergency.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The group that went there to see the president, it's not easy to stand before the president to say, President, no, we will not do this.
Okay.
For diplomacy, they did what they did, and they came back, said no. As Rivers people, look, what it means that Rivers people sent them to represent them. They came back to Rivers State and studied that document and found that the document is not in any way going to help Rivers people. Governor, no. The entire Rivers people supported Governor Fubara and said, no, this is wrong. You know what? By your question, at what cost is this peace? Rivers people were surprised. Watching on TV, seeing suspended Governor Fubara and Minister Wike and Wike's people. They were telling us on TV that they went to see the president to tell Mr. President that they have settled, they have agreed, that is the point, not settled, that they have agreed to work together. You know what? I looked at the TV, I looked again. I didn't see anybody with the Governor Fubara.
All right, so JC Williams there saying, oh no, the governor misled Rivers people. Do you agree? At what cost is this peace everybody's talking about? And like I asked JC Williams, as a lawyer that he is, does peace trump justice? The question I've been trying to answer for over 30 days now. Still I don't have the answer. But live on Facebook. I've got Gabriel Kede saying, good morning. I see the so-called peace as a thing of personal gain and interest. The peace is not for the benefits and interest of Rivers people, but for the benefits of Wike and his followers. How can you tell an elected governor not to have control over the local government areas and not to seek re-election? To me, Sim is not the governor of Rivers State. He's just answering the name the governor, but not acting as the governor. I will advise Sim to resign and forget about politics. Because he's not a politician, you say. Tubo Lisa Jesus says, good morning, Nigeria Info. My neighbor here in Alakai wants to... okay, I would have to send this to the newsroom to follow up. Let's see. This one's from Ferdinand Wodo. For me, the governor betrayed the trust of most Rivers people. Wike has maintained a set of elders in the negotiations, where the elders on the side of the governor, why going for negotiation without them? Up till now, the governor has not, or up till now, the governor has not told Rivers people what was agreed, meaning, we don't matter. 2027, it will be corrected. Okay, all right. Many more messages there. Emmanuel Silvanus Okuna Viobo says, those who say they are happy with the peace are those who are happy that one man from Abuja has regained control of the resources and governance of Rivers State. That's what they mean when they say they are happy with the peace and let there be peace. But then indeed, peace is priceless. But at what cost? And like I asked my guest, it is a difficult choice to make, state of emergency or negotiations, and agreeing to the negotiations or the demands of the other side or the other camp. Let's go to the phone lines now. Remember, we're live on Facebook. Nigerian for PH is the handle. Live on YouTube as well. Nigerian for PH is the handle. And we do have X where we're active and very interactive, Nigerian for PH as well. But if you'd like to join me, you want to have a conversation, a voice conversation, the numbers to reach me with are 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. These are the call numbers. WhatsApp number, you can call that WhatsApp as well, 0809 0306416, or better still, send me a message via WhatsApp. I'm still reading messages via Facebook. Let's see. Who do I have here? I've got Chima calling from Rumukuta. Chima, welcome. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Sarada, my friend.
Yeah, go straight to the point, please.
Long time no hearing from you.
All right, you hear from me now.
You are more important than the point for now, because as it starts now, River State is a bit skeptical about what is happening. So we don't want to use that one to jeopardize somebody's life. Mr. Canada, what happened yesterday and other days has happened before in this Nigeria with Mr. President, and the governor came all of a sudden and skin shifted all of a sudden, and that now brought more brazen to River State problem. But what I'm saying, essence, is that as it starts now, a man like the governor is not supposed to be given any position of trust, because he has not shown any atom of integrity in his dealings of whatever. My fear is for the life of our FCC minister, because the kind of shock and the trauma the governor gave to him, if the governor repeats it again, I don't know how it's going to be.
All right.
Because let me tell you something, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, Chima.
You should know that there's a saying that they said that a man without power, you cannot judge him or whatever. If the governor is not coming with a trick to return back as a governor and turn back again to his back is this thing. So to me, I want to
Chima, I would have to let you go at this point. Godspar from Mudara, welcome. Straight to the point, please. Use your time well.
My friend Kalada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
My name is Aiba Gosawa. Kalada, first I want to tell you that the peace that has returned to River State is at the cost of those that were feeding from the crisis in River State. And secondly, I want to disagree with our guest in the studio that says that there was no overall associates or supporters that followed him for the agreement or peace negotiation. Clad, I want to tell you that there was no negotiation or peace agreement between Sim Fubara and the FCC minister. What happened was that a family member that left the family based on one thing or other returned back to his family.
All right.
The other people that were supporting Sim in the past were people that were enemies of Sim. There were people against Sim from becoming governor that was not supporting governor because he was having a disagreement.
All right, Godspar, thank you. Your point is noted. I have Letam Barry calling from Bori. Go straight to the point. Welcome, Letam Barry. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Good morning, Canada to Morning Cross 5.
Your time is ready.
Hearing from you.
All right.
Yeah, good morning to your guests. Yeah, let me look at what is actually going on as regard to the peace talk and the reconciliation that has been concluded. And I want to say kudos to the both parties who finally come to agreement. Most interestingly, the FCT minister who have been able to look at his future and have said, this was my dream, this was my vision. For me to bring FOBRA into power, it was a vision for the FCT minister. And that is why you see he's bringing Governor Sim Fubara to River State as governor, made a lot of people to withdraw their cases. Not that those people were not, competent or were not good to River State, but because they saw that it was from, this man was like something else to the state.
All right.
And they decide to withdraw.
All right.
And because we can have it as a vision for Rivers people.
All right.
That if this man come, it will bring something, bring succor.
All right, thank you very much. Your point is noted. Once again, use your time wisely because I have to take as many calls as possible. Emeka from Elele, welcome. Emeka, what is on your mind? Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Welcome.
Now we know that Wike is the boss and the Fubara is the hero. And the River State are the winners. Peace is priceless. Terror is senseless. Let's please give peace a chance. Fubara working with Wike is a very good one. Which means there will be development. We have been backward for over 3 months now. Any person that is not supporting Fubara, allying with Wike, is an enemy of the state.
All right.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Emeka. I've got good news. Welcome. Good news calling from R3. Welcome. Use your time wisely as well.
Good morning, my brother, man.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Long time, my brother.
All right, welcome.
First of all, let it be known that River State cannot be a conquered state. Number one, let it be clear. I am a Rivers man. Number two, the first fancy governor, but it's not a kid. Wike is not a kid. They all know the truth. If you ask me, Fubara coming to promote civil servants, paying them their money, trying to establish almost 100 or 200 billion under 2 years without borrowing a dime. And before now, the FCT minister, as a governor, did not do these things. He borrowed money, he did save money. Teachers, promotions, workers, even as I talk to you in FCT, there are workers that are on strike. And you say it's a vision. I think the governor has taken his choice. He is the governor. But let it be known.
All right, good news. Thank you for making your point. All right, Rivers cannot be a conquered state, you say. But let's look at WhatsApp, where I have a message from Bernard, texting from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Jay Williams and Calada. This is my advice. Let all Rivers people allow this so-called peace to slide, or I guess you're meant to be. In the next election, people should learn to avoid voting for any candidate sponsored or handed to them by any godfather if they don't want a repeat of this mess. All right, Bernard, thank you. Let's take another message. Bensin Oluwagbemiga from Akure, Ondo State. And he says, Kala, that the peace weekend Fubara brokered is the peace of the graveyard. The cost is at the detriment of the larger Rivers people. And this one says, looking at 2027, I think the peace deal is done to get a hold on Rivers State, which will be without election following the suspension of the democratically elected governance to swift move for it. It is not left for Governor Sim to reveal the peace deal to the citizens of the state to avoid mortgaging the future of the state, since the people are the direct recipients of either good or bad governance. It beams with that one. And I've got this one, says, I said it before that many of us supported Governor Fubara blindly and worked in assumption. We never asked him what was the genesis of the problem, because he does not like former Governor I don't get that part, because he don't like former Governor Wike. Nobody cares. This is a lesson for us. However, let the peace reign. Okay, Joe, thank you very much. Let's see. This one says, for me, the governor betrayed the trust of most Rivers people. Wike had maintained a set of elders in the negotiations. Where are the elders on the side of the governor? Why going to the negotiation ground without them? I think I've read that message on Facebook, so I'm going to skip. Let's come here. This one says, good morning, Kaladakuru. We should thank God for the first time a political rift between predecessor and successor has been settled in Rivers State. Sim has shown the strength of which Wike wouldn't forget in his lifetime. A good leader doesn't need all the people to reconcile, but few trusted hand. President Jonathan followed this path of peace by conceding defeats to save Nigerians at a boiling point. The elders, were they truly fighting for us or their own personal interest? This is peace for Rivers' progress and development. And you say we won't understand Sim's decision for now, but later we would. He said later we would. Note, Wike is a political force that we can't ignore in Rivers State. Precious with that one. And maybe I can throw in one last message before the next commercial break. And this one says, good morning, KDB. Let's give the governor the benefit of the doubt. Time will definitely tell if the truth will stand the test of time. Thank you. Meaning my prayer with that one. I'm going to do the Oliver twist. Melody in report, it is disappointing the way the governor has chickened out of the fight for the liberation of the state. The settlement is like sacrificing the liberation of Rivers people on the altar of peace of the graveyard. The governor has used us like pawns on a chessboard. As usual, it has never been about us but about them. However, we can't fold our hands and watch. Fubara didn't elect himself, so we must compel Supreme Court to make a categorical pronouncement on the suspension. I've got to go.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.